Hello everyone, and welcome back to TVP Wildlife, the channel where nature tells its own story. Today, we invite you on a remarkable journey into the life of one of the most familiar, yet most misunderstood animals on Earth. An animal that has walked beside humanity for thousands of years, shaping civilizations, cultures, and economies in silence. Today's documentary is about the sheep. Before the flock, the wild ancestors of sheep. Long before sheep grazed peacefully in green pastures, their ancestors roamed some of the harshest landscapes on Earth. The story of the modern sheep begins over 10,000 years ago, in the rugged mountains of the Middle East and Central Asia. Here lived wild sheep species such as the mouflon, the argali, the ureal. These animals were not soft or docile. They were alert, agile, and constantly under threat from predators like wolves, leopards, and early human hunters. Survival demanded sharp senses, strong herd instincts, and an ability to read danger instantly. These traits would later become the foundation of the domestic sheep's behavior. Around 9,000 to 11,000 BCE, early human societies began a quiet revolution. Instead of only hunting animals, humans started living alongside them. Sheep were among the first animals ever domesticated. Why sheep? Because sheep offered something no other animal could provide all at once. Meat for food, milk for nourishment, wool for clothing, skins for shelter. This was not merely domestication, it was co-evolution. Humans selected sheep that were less aggressive, more social, easier to manage. Over generations, sheep change. Their wool became thicker. Their horns became smaller. Their dependence on humans increased. And in return, humans reshaped their own destiny. Few materials have influenced human history as deeply as wool. Unlike wild sheep, whose coats naturally shed, domestic sheep developed continuous wool growth. This single trait transformed societies. Wool was warm, durable, renewable, and adaptable to all climates. From ancient Mesopotamia to medieval Europe, wool fueled trade routes, economic empires, entire social classes. In many regions, sheep were not just animals, they were currency. A healthy flock meant survival. A lost flock meant disaster. Sheep are often portrayed as unintelligent followers. Science tells a very different story. Studies have shown that sheep can recognize up to 50 individual faces, remember those faces for years, solve basic problems, experience emotions like fear, stress, and comfort. Sheep form strong social bonds. They grieve when separated. They feel safer when surrounded by familiar individuals. Following the flock is not weakness, it is strategy. In nature, isolation means death. Unity means survival. As humans migrated across continents, sheep traveled with them. They adapted to frozen highlands, dry deserts, rolling grasslands, tropical regions. From Australia to South America, from Europe to Africa, sheep became one of the most widespread mammals on Earth, second only to humans. Today, there are over 1 billion sheep worldwide. Each one carries genetic echoes of ancient mountains, early farmers, and civilizations long gone. The sheep's survival is not built on speed, strength, or aggression. Instead, it is built on biology, quiet, efficient, and remarkably specialized. Every part of a sheep's body tells a story of adaptation to grazing life, social living, and long-term endurance in environments where food quality is often poor. The body structure, built for grazing, not fighting. At first glance, the body of a sheep appears simple. But beneath the wool lies a finely tuned system designed for one purpose: converting grass into life. Sheep have a compact torso, strong but flexible legs, a low center of gravity. This structure allows them to move steadily across uneven terrain, from rocky hillsides to open plains, while grazing continuously. Unlike predators, sheep are not built to chase. They are built to endure. The head of a sheep is angled downward by default, allowing it to graze while remaining alert. Its eyes are positioned on the sides of the skull, giving it an extraordinary panoramic field of vision, nearly 300 degrees. This allows sheep to detect predators without lifting their heads. Their pupils are horizontal, a rare trait among mammals. This enhances their ability to see movement across the horizon, especially at ground level. Hearing is equally refined. Sheep can rotate their ears independently, scanning the environment for danger while feeding. Smell plays a key role in recognizing flock members, identifying offspring, detecting stress and illness. Wool is not simply hair. It is a biological shield. A sheep's wool insulates against cold, protects against heat, shields the skin from rain and sun, cushions minor injuries. In extreme environments, wool helps maintain a stable body temperature even when external conditions fluctuate dramatically. However, this adaptation comes at a cost. Without shearing, domestic sheep can suffer from overheating, restricted movement, skin infections. Their dependence on humans has become absolute. The four-chambered stomach, a masterpiece of evolution. The most extraordinary feature of a sheep is hidden inside its body. Sheep are ruminants, meaning they possess a four-chambered stomach. Rumen, reticulum, omasum, abomasum. This system allows sheep to extract nutrients from cellulose, something humans cannot digest. Step 1. The rumen, a microbial universe. The rumen acts as a massive fermentation chamber. It contains billions of microorganisms. Bacteria, protozoa, fungi. These microbes break down tough plant fibers into usable energy. The sheep does not digest grass alone. It relies on an entire ecosystem within its stomach. This relationship is mutual. The microbes get shelter and food. The sheep gets survival. After initial digestion, partially fermented food is regurgitated as cud. Sheep chew this cud slowly and methodically, breaking it down further before swallowing it again. This process increases nutrient absorption, reduces energy waste, allows sheep to eat quickly in dangerous areas and digest later in safety. Cud chewing is not laziness. It is strategy. Sheep can survive in environments with limited water. Their digestive system is highly efficient at retaining moisture. They also instinctively seek out mineral-rich soils and salt licks, which are essential for nerve function, bone development, reproductive health. A deficiency in minerals can disrupt the entire flock. The circulatory and respiratory systems. Sheep have a strong cardiovascular system adapted for long periods of walking and grazing. Their lungs are efficient, allowing oxygen intake even at higher altitudes. This makes sheep particularly well suited to mountainous regions where oxygen levels are lower and vegetation is sparse. Sheep are prey animals. Their nervous system is designed for rapid threat detection, immediate flight response, heightened sensitivity to stress. However, constant panic would be fatal. Sheep maintain a delicate balance between alertness and calm, relying on the presence of the flock to regulate stress levels. Isolation triggers anxiety. Togetherness restores stability. Sheep reproduction is tightly linked to environmental cues. Most sheep are seasonal breeders, mating in autumn so lambs are born in spring, when food is abundant. Gestation lasts approximately 5 months. Lambs are born with strong legs, immediate recognition of their mother, an instinct to follow within minutes. This rapid bonding is critical for survival. Growth, aging, and biological limits. Sheep grow quickly in their first year, reaching maturity faster than many mammals of similar size. Their lifespan ranges from 10 to 12 years, though many do not reach old age in the wild. Dental wear often determines survival. Once teeth degrade, grazing becomes difficult. Nature is efficient but unforgiving. Sheep do not rely on claws, fangs, or venom. Their survival strategy is built on social cohesion, digestive efficiency, environmental awareness, reproductive precision. They are living proof that dominance is not the only path to success in nature. Sheep do not live as individuals. They exist as part of a living network, an interconnected system where survival depends on cooperation, recognition, and emotional awareness. Every movement within a flock carries meaning. A flock is not a random gathering of animals. It is a structured society. Within a flock, sheep develop social hierarchies, preferred companions, stable relationships that can last for years. Some individuals naturally take leadership roles, often older or more experienced females. Others remain followers, relying on social cues rather than personal decision-making. This structure minimizes conflict and maximizes group cohesion. Sheep are often mocked for following the crowd. In reality, flocking behavior is a highly evolved survival strategy. When one sheep reacts to danger, the entire group responds instantly, often before understanding the threat. This collective reaction reduces individual risk, confuses predators, increases overall survival rates. Independence, in the wild, is rarely rewarded. Facial recognition and memory. Scientific research has revealed that sheep possess advanced cognitive abilities. They can recognize individual faces of both sheep and humans. Remember those faces for several years. Distinguish between friendly and threatening individuals. This recognition is not superficial. It is linked to emotional memory. Sheep show reduced stress when approached by familiar humans and increased anxiety. Sheep are capable of learning through observation and experience. Experiments have shown that sheep can navigate simple mazes, learn routines, remember feeding locations, copy behaviors from other sheep. When one sheep discovers a food source or escape route, others quickly follow. Knowledge spreads through the flock. Sheep experience a wide spectrum of emotions. These include fear, comfort, curiosity, stress, contentment. Their emotional state is deeply influenced by group size, familiar surroundings, presence of offspring or companions. A calm flock remains productive and healthy. A stressed flock becomes vulnerable to illness and injury. Mother-lamb bond. Immediate and unbreakable. The bond between a ewe and her lamb forms within minutes of birth. Using sound, scent, and visual cues, the mother identifies her lamb with precision. She will reject unfamiliar lambs, defend her own aggressively if threatened, respond instantly to its vocalizations. This bond ensures efficient feeding, protection from predators, emotional stability for both mother and offspring. Sheep communicate continuously. Their signals include vocal tones, ear positions, body posture, movement patterns. A low bleat signals calm. A sharp call signals distress. Body tension spreads quickly through the flock. Silence, too, carries meaning, stress, fear, and psychological fragility. As prey animals, sheep are highly sensitive to stress. Triggers include isolation, loud noises, sudden movement, unfamiliar environments. Chronic stress can lead to reduced growth, lower reproductive success, increased susceptibility to disease. The presence of familiar flock members significantly reduces fear responses. Sheep rarely make decisions alone. Movement patterns, where to graze, when to rest, when to move, are often determined collectively. Small cues ripple through the flock until a consensus forms. This decentralized decision-making allows flexibility, rapid adaptation, reduced conflict. No single sheep controls the flock, yet the flock functions as one. Lambs display play behavior that includes running, jumping, mock fighting. Play strengthens muscles, coordination, and social bonds. It also reveals that sheep are not purely utilitarian creatures. They experience joy. Human misinterpretation of sheep behavior has led to poor handling practices, unnecessary stress, reduced welfare. Understanding sheep psychology is not just compassionate, it is practical. A flock that feels safe thrives. For thousands of years, sheep and humans have shaped each other's destiny. This relationship is not based on domination alone. It is built on dependence, adaptation, and shared survival. When humans transitioned from hunter-gatherers to farmers, sheep became central to this transformation. They provided reliable food, portable wealth, renewable materials. Unlike wild game, sheep could be moved, bred, and managed. Entire settlements formed around grazing lands. Sheep were among the first animals to turn nomadic tribes into stable societies. Sheep helped build economies long before modern industry. Wool trade routes connected continents. Markets rose and fell with the health of flocks. Empires taxed sheep products to fund wars and cities. In medieval Europe, wool was known as white gold. Even today, sheep support millions of livelihoods through meat production, dairy products, textile industries. Their economic impact remains vast and global. Across civilizations, sheep have carried deep symbolic meaning. They appear as symbols of innocence, representations of sacrifice, emblems of guidance and obedience. In religious texts, sheep often symbolize humanity itself, vulnerable, dependent, and in need of care. In folklore, they represent peace and prosperity. Few animals have left such a deep cultural footprint. Modern sheep farming has changed dramatically. Selective breeding has increased wool yield, growth speed, meat production. But these advances have created new challenges. Overdependence on humans has reduced sheep's natural survival abilities. Intensive farming can lead to stress, health issues, loss of natural behaviors. The balance between productivity and welfare is now a global concern. Sheep and the environment. Sheep play a complex role in ecosystems. When managed responsibly, they can prevent overgrowth, maintain grassland biodiversity, reduce wildfire risk. When mismanaged, overgrazing can damage soil, reduce plant diversity, accelerate desertification. The future of sheep farming depends on sustainable practices. As climates shift, sheep face new threats: heat stress, changing vegetation, water scarcity. Some breeds are more resilient than others. Preserving genetic diversity among sheep is critical for future survival. Traditional, locally adapted breeds may hold the key to resilience. Technology is transforming sheep management. Farmers now use GPS tracking, health monitoring sensors, genetic analysis. These tools help improve welfare and efficiency. Yet no technology can replace the fundamental needs of sheep: space, social connection, calm environments. The partnership between humans and sheep is ancient, but not guaranteed. Its future depends on ethical responsibility, scientific understanding, respect for animal welfare. Sheep have adapted to us. Now, the responsibility lies with humanity to adapt in return. Thank you for watching TVP Wildlife. If you enjoyed this documentary and want to explore more stories from the animal world, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support our journey into nature. See you in the next wildlife story.